Hey, good afternoon, everybody. What's going on? It's Tuesday, April 30th. We are at the end of the month here. I wanted to go over markets today and, of course, tap into my favorite ecosystem right now, which is the Degen ecosystem. And I wanted to highlight some of the projects, some things that I'm following in the Degen ecosystem that you should be paying attention to also. If you look at my Alpha Trades YouTube channel here, you will see that I've made about, I think, 6 to 8 videos here in the Degen chain playlist. The first one, I think, was March 30th. I think I discovered Degen chain maybe like in January or February, and I pretty much wrote it off till about first or second week of March, until I started playing around and realizing that it is more than just a meme coin, and it's rather an ecosystem that's building. Up until I think March, Degen was just a meme coin. Okay. And I think it really started to take off from pretty much like, as you can see, February here up until where it is right now, which is now in April, end of April or May, right? And this move right here from February, I think this move, this up move was marked by the fact that this Degen coin is not going to be just a meme coin. I think it was going to be an L3 ecosystem, a layer 3, which is now the talk of the town, in my opinion. I've spoken to a bunch of incredibly smart people, whether it's on Solana, Ethereum mainnet, L2s, other L1s like Aptos and Sui. I think a lot of them would agree that Ethereum ecosystem still dominates everything, right? Ethereum was the OG when it came to smart contracts, DeFi, DEXs, and it still dominates by developer commits, by volume, by market cap, by users, by the sheer amount of products being created. So it makes sense that when an L3, which is the Degen ecosystem L3, builds on top of Ethereum, of course, Ethereum is going to indirectly going to push over users and volumes, and Degen is going to benefit being under the Ethereum ecosystem umbrella, right? Well, with that being said, now the question is, how much is Degen ecosystem going to benefit? Where is it going to go? What products is it building right now? And how is the token value going to appreciate? How is it going to accrue value over a longer period of time? So once again, if you want the basics of everything that I've discussed, go into my YouTube channel, Alpha Trades. Make sure you can join my Discord. You can even join Warpcast and follow me on Warpcast. Warpcast is basically like your Web3 Twitter. Okay. You can join me on Warpcast. I can send you a couple of free Degen tokens, and you can start playing around with the ecosystem. But for the most part, watch these videos that I made in this playlist on Alpha Trades on YouTube. Okay, these videos contain everything that you need to know up until now that's happened in the Degen ecosystem. Today, as you watch this on April 30th, or I guess whenever you watch it, I try to do a video every 1 to 2 weeks, at least once every week if possible. And as you can see, since March 30th, right, I've done about 7 to 8, right? So that's definitely more than one video a week, because it's just a month later, right? So the point is that there's a lot happening. And I want to illustrate that by first showing you the Degen ecosystem stats. First of all, we see obviously price ticking up pretty much since March, like I told you guys, right? Price and transaction volumes have been going up. The number of holder counts have been going up, right? Currently sitting at 364,000 holders. DEX trading has gone up a decent amount, but kind of fell off the cliff over the last couple of weeks. I'll dive into this a little bit more. Total amount of transactions is decent, but again, I think most of those transactions kind of took place in a span of 2 or 3 days and then kind of died off, right? All in all, you have about 30,000 people who have bridged from base, right? And they bridged Degen into the Degen ecosystem. right? 29,182 people. And that's about, I think, $15 million in value. That is incredibly small. It is incredibly small compared to, let's just say, a different L2. Like, let's just pick the most popular L2 right now, which is base, right? That is about $1.4 billion. 1.4 billion with a B. Degen ecosystem sits at 15 million. That's about 100x multiple off. Degen, 15 mil. Base ecosystem as a TVL, 1.4 billion. Now again, dollars bridged versus TVL, they're not perfect parameters and metrics to measure, but nonetheless, let's just call them, apples to apples, right? That's 100x off of what Degen could be. Okay, so just think beyond where you are today, which is April 30th, the Degen token trading at approximately $240 million in value, trading at 0.019, and the multiple being off by 100x of Degen versus base. Now, there's other L2s out there like Arbitrum, which has 2.5 billion locked up. Avalanche, which is kind of like, it's not really a L2 of Ethereum, but it's like a side chain, subnet chain of Ethereum, has 897 million. Polygon is definitely an L2 of Ethereum, has 877 million. The point is that there are larger TVLs, larger L2s underneath Ethereum, and yet they definitely do not have the same excitement. They definitely do not have the same kind of users, activity, the kind of interest that the Degen ecosystem has. And I'll tell you this right now. I've made this point multiple times, and I'll make it one more time. It is the simple fact that when it comes to warpcast, the Degen tipping system, okay, just the simple fact of, for example, I put out this piece that I wrote about proxy swap, and being tipped in Degen like this is quite amazing. On this post alone, I think I earned 98 plus 29 plus 100 plus 200, right? Let's just say that's about $5. Okay, just for approximation purposes. I'm pretty sure it's maybe slightly more than that, but let's just say for the purposes of this experiment, it's $5. $5 for writing a piece in a Degen token, right? Which by the way could accrue in value, right? It could appreciate in value. That $5 could turn into $10, right? A 2x from here. I am incredibly happy even with the $5 I got tipped. I've shown y'all, numerous times over and over again in the past like month and a half, you can go to your bookmarks checker, and there's this checker that they have, right? You can do your own allowance checks. You can do your own points checks. I think I got tipped like 47,561 Degen this month alone, right? Prior month, I don't quite remember. But the point is that 47,000 times 0.0194, or let's just say 0.02 times 48,000. Was that what it was? It's about $960, right? For any person, $960 is a lot. For just coming on Warpcast, which is like a new Web3 Twitter, posting my content, sharing my information, replying to people, just shit posting or creating value in some way or another, that's a lot of money. And a lot of money that was facilitated because of Degen's direct connection with the Warpcast, right? Which is the Web3 Twitter. That's number one. The number one reason for the potential success of Degen is Warpcast. They're intertwined together. In fact, one cannot do well or that well without the other, in my opinion. I think that this partnership is forged from now until, both pretty much are alive. So Warpcast cannot live without Degen, and Degen token and ecosystem cannot really exist or live without warpcast. They can, I'm sure, in some, odd universe where both of them are just, having their own point system and tipping system or whatever. But the reality is they both, seem to benefit from each other. So why mess up that relationship? Okay, so Degen, I think, in fact, gains a lot more being connected directly to warpcast and having this tipping standard that's embedded. Number two, the L3, narrative, which I've shown you all before, right? The L3 narrative is something very unique. And in fact, if you go here, okay, let's do L3. All right, L3 as a category is incredibly new and it has about 5 projects in it. Okay, Xi, Orbs, Aavegotchi. Aavegotchi is not really an L3. It's just like a dedicated side chain, really. Dream Machine, I actually don't know of. Orbs, I kind of know of. And then Xi, I know of quite well. But Xi is nowhere close to Degen. Orbs, not really too familiar with it. But Aavegotchi, like I said, not really an L3 in my opinion. Just a kind of a gaming protocol dedicated chain of sorts. And Dream Machine, again, sort of a L3, but nowhere close to the breadth of which Degen ecosystem is connected to, right? So we have L3 as a new category, and Degen being the leader of that, right? So that gives it, another narrative play for investors, where investors who are, once again, part of the Ethereum ecosystem see that, hey, on the Degen chain, things move really fast. And by the way, if you ever use Degen ecosystem, like for example, if I just go to nftdegen.lol, let's just connect my wallet here, right? If I just want to quickly buy something, it's really not that hard, right? Like I can just, I don't know, just buy something like really cheap. Like, what should I buy? This thing is pretty cool, right? Degen friends, let's buy it. Okay. Whoops. The heck is going on? Maybe I'm not able to buy that one. Let's just buy something else. Am I doing something wrong? Let's see what's going on. Oh, there we go. I was connected to the wrong one. There we go. Boom. Right? That, confirm. Okay, done. Boom. Right? As you can see, I'm very, very fast able to mint something. So this cost about 28.70 Degen. I forgot exactly what I paid, but if we kind of go into the transaction log, the gas I paid was negligible. In fact, it was pretty much zero, right? So that is the amazingness of the Degen chain. The 53 cents that the NFT cost is pretty much the 53 cents I paid to mint this whole NFT without really a transaction cost and literally in real time. Why did I illustrate that? Because as you guys very well know, one of the fastest chains right now is Solana, right? Solana is still incredibly fast, incredibly cheap, but Degen chain rivals that. Yeah, I understand Degen chain is much newer. It's like Solana's, got a good 3-year head start. It's an L1 on its own. Billions of dollars in Solana has billions of dollars in TVL, tons of applications, tons of really smart people, developers, et cetera, et cetera. But Ethereum is still bigger. It's a bigger, badder monster than Solana and doesn't even come close. So if Ethereum narrative supports the narrative of L3s like Degen, and money starts flowing over from Ethereum into Degen, right? TVL being at 2.8 million. This is wrong, by the way. And let's just say Avalanche and Arbitrum and Optimism, all this TVL, some of it, even, let's just say 10% of it starts flowing over into Degen. What do you think is going to happen to Degen, the ecosystem? it's going to fly. And I mean, it will literally just take off and do these kinds of numbers. All right. And I truly believe it. Like, I've been talking to people and I say that this year is probably going to be a bananas year for crypto. All right. And I really kind of think that this year into next year, rather. This is not financial advice, by the way. It's just my personal belief, right? And so my personal belief is that if Degen ecosystem from, let's just say, today's price, and we use today as a base because today's prices are at $245 million market cap. Polygon sits somewhere close to $6 to $8 billion. Let's just say 8 to be fair, right? That is an upsize move of about 3,000% if Degen were to just get to the Polygon market cap level, just to that level. All right. If y'all remember, I want to show you guys this this chart right now. Okay. I don't know if y'all were in Polygon back in the day, but if you look at Polygon's market cap, like it's trading at 0.66, the high was around 2.8. So let's just go to Polygon. Polygon's high market cap was, I think, 30 billion or 35 billion. Let me see here real quick. Oops. Wrong screen. Okay, so we go to market cap and we go to max. I take that back, sorry. It was close to about $20 billion in about January or December 2021, right? So in December 2021, Polygon's market cap was close to $20 billion, which is around, 3.25x from where it is today, okay? So a 20 billion market cap would put Degen ecosystem somewhere around an 8,000% gain, right? But let's just say we're going to be a little bit more reserved with our market cap and, let's not get too euphoric, etc., right? So if it matches today's Polygon market cap levels, it's somewhere around 3,000%. If Ethereum goes to around $1 trillion market cap, all right, and why did I pick Ethereum? Because Ethereum currently trades at $370 billion. Let's just say 400 billion, right? Around a 2.5x% gain for Ethereum from here is around like $7,500 to $8,000, which puts the market cap of Ethereum around $1 trillion. So if Ethereum gets to that level, and let's just say Degen ecosystem becomes the most dominant, dominant of L2s or L3s in terms of TVL, in terms of volume, in terms of stablecoin market cap, in terms of projects being created. Let's just say Degen L3 becomes a talk of the town, right? If the bull market gets really crazy, and I mean like truly crazy, then I would say, oh, well, maybe the Degen ecosystem gets to about $100 billion. 100 billion from current prices is around a 40,000% gain, right? 40,000% gain. That's, I don't even know what that is. Like, let's just say you put in $1,000 today times 40,000%. That's 400K, right? From today's prices. Why am I doing this kind of analysis? And again, this is not to make you FOMO or, don't use this as financial advice. I am literally just extrapolating numbers because I want to show you guys that in bull markets, if you just start doing, comparisons of previous bull markets and extrapolate them into assets that can really, really move with new narratives, with, new tokens, new concepts, they can move like no other asset has before. If you were around again back in 2020 and 2021, right? Even Solana, okay, Solana, I'm going to show you guys this right here. Solana went from, I think a couple of like $100 million. So let's do market cap again. Let's do max. Solana went from in January 2021, Solana was at 100 million. By the end of November 2021, Solana was trading at $75 billion. Okay, so once again, let's do the math. 75 billion divided by 100 million. That's 750x. Okay, 750 times, let's just say $1,000 that you were to put in. So if you were to put in $1,000 at the beginning of the year in Solana back in 2021, which was right here, and then you took out the money at the Pico top right here in November 2021, the $1,000 would have yielded you $750,000. Okay. Again, not investment advice. I'm just trying to show you that this is what bull markets have done before, especially in new narratives. So what I'm trying to tell you is this: the Degen ecosystem is just now getting heated up. It is just now getting started. People are slowly understanding how to use it, what to use it for, what meme coins exist on it, what NFT projects exist on it. And this is why I'm doing these videos, because I think the opportunity is here. Degen chain. It's the biggest opportunity that is in front of everybody's eyes, but most people will not want to take up that opportunity. And in fact, they may go and say, well, AVAX is the next one, or Solana is the next one, or NEAR is the next one. You can't have the same kind of multiples that you did in previous bull markets with a chart looking like this, because the numbers of market cap just won't, extrapolate the same way. Like, okay, so we saw that, Solana went from 100 million to 75 billion, right? That's a 750x. If you were to extrapolate, from today's prices and then extrapolate up 750x, that would make Solana the biggest company in the world, right? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so on a sheer like multiples basis, in terms of market cap, it's just not going to be possible. Could Solana, multiply from 5x from here? Easily, right? It could easily go to $250 billion, but it can't do a 750x from current prices. And in fact, I would probably say that it would be incredibly hard for Degen to do that too in one cycle. Can it do it over 2 cycles? Probably, right? And possibly. But again, not investment advice. Don't buy anything that I'm telling you to buy. First of all, I'm not telling you to buy anything. I'm just telling you that this is how I would extrapolate prices, in relation to what we've seen in previous markets. Okay. Now that we've just done some, hopium, price analysis, euphoria, blah, 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 let's dive into the mechanics of Degen ecosystem. Okay. So we talked about some of the numbers in the Degen ecosystem, right? We talked about the base holders, the bridged information, the bridged users. We talked about the DEX data. We talked about the holders. We talked about the transactions. We talked about all the things related to the metrics, trading volume, et cetera, right? In my previous videos, I've also explained, all the different projects and ecosystems and, resources like NFT Degen. And you can buy domain names here that are .degen. You can effectively do a lot of stuff on Degen right now. Okay, but it's very new in a sense, and there's not really that many people speculating, let's just say. Okay, so the point is that, are we going to bet on Degen ecosystem the right way? Meaning, can we actually anticipate that users will come to the Degen ecosystem? Now, that is one thing that no one really knows the answer of, because that means, you have to predict the future, that Degen's ecosystem has to be the best ecosystem, and all other L3s or any other L3 will not do as well as Degen, right? Blah, 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 whatever you want to, however you want to kind of make that justification. Okay, but we are making the justification right now for experimental purposes and saying, well, we do believe that Degen can do really well, and we do believe that, you know, warpcast is going to help it do really well. We have a lot of apps that are coming up, like for example, Dracula, right? We have Dracula, which is the app where you can post, you know, social media videos. You can post content. You also have jam.so. You also have proxy swap, which is pretty much like a swap or a DEX. You can also put on pools on here where you can create concentrated pools of liquidity. You know, so DEXs exist, NFT projects and NFT platforms exist. You could buy domains that exists. There's a platform, you know, where you can use your Degen tips and you know, distribute your Degen tokens via warpcast. That exists. Via frames here, right? Downshift here created this, you know, puzzle, right? You can create and do puzzles on here and make Degen tokens that way. That exists, right? You also have, you know, collectibles like you can mint, you know, Pokemon cards. You can mint things like, I think there's this thing called Alpha Friends that's coming up. Okay, Alpha Friends. Okay, this channel right here. It's like a SocialFi app. This exists where you can gatekeep your alpha, meaning the information or conversations, and you can gate them behind basically a token. For example, Wake here, okay, Wake was recently, I think, making, was it like, I don't know, he was making like insane amounts of money by just having this Alpha Friends account. Where the heck is it? Oh, there it is. Alpha Friends subscriptions. That's what they're called. Sorry about that. So, you know, day 5, day 6, right? He has about $6,000 in income, monthly recurring income for his alpha, for his subscription that he's selling. Okay, that is an incredible thing that once again you can use the Degen token with. So you have all these SocialFi apps that are being created, like Dracula, which is the Instagram of Instagram or Facebook Shorts or Reels of Web3 of the Degen ecosystem, or rather used with Degen token. You have things like Wake using Alpha Friends. You have you know, proxy swap, which is again a swap or concentrated pooled liquidity DEX. You have NFT Degen where you can, you know, buy or sell NFTs, or you can buy or sell domains. You have a lot of stuff going on in Degen ecosystem. And so I think the crowd and the stampede is coming. The crowd and the stampede is coming because all these products are slowly being built. The rails are being built for people to explore, to make money, to send money, to transfer money, to you know, speculate. All this stuff is how ecosystems really take off. And once they start taking off, the multiples of numbers really, really start taking off. So for example, if there were, let's just say 100 users here, there's, let's just say 2,500 here, right? That's about a 25x. Once prices start to move up, the SocialFi apps and the applications get built, this number quickly multiplies to about, I don't know, 70,000. 70K. Let me make this 7 better. Okay, 70K. And then once prices really start to go up, right, this number quickly becomes 1.5 million users very quickly, right? And this can extrapolate in bull markets to 15 million really, really fast. So you can see the trajectory and the user count grows exponentially faster as prices go up, as the ecosystem as a whole starts building out products. So this is why I believe that, you know, an ecosystem like Degen is going to do spectacularly well as long as, you know, the bull market is intact. You know, things don't fall apart from a macro perspective. Like Degen doesn't rug or go to zero for, I don't know, like external reasons that I can't think of, right? So the point is, like, all things being fair and markets being alive and no war outbreaks and Degen not being hacked or scammed or whatever, all things being equal, I think, the extrapolation and exponential move to the upside seems almost inevitable and imminent in the next 6 to 9 months. This is how I see the market. You may see the market in a different way, and you may say, well, Degen seems like a scam and it's all forced narrative and this and that. But I'll tell you right now, I don't think it is. I think it's an incredible ecosystem. I think it's an awesome product. I think there's a lot happening. There's a lot of meme coins on Degen already, right? Which are slowly starting to take off. Like we've talked about, Depe, which is a meme coin. I own a little bit of Depe. I own a lot of these meme coins, by the way. I just throw money into it and I say, well, let's see where it goes, right? Like ATH is one of my favorite meme coins because it's funny. I like the team. ATH is right here. I like Cyrus who runs ATH. He's part of the multi-sig that controls the ATH tokens. It's just a bunch of cool people that hang out in the community, and we chat about the Degen ecosystem. We chat about ATH. They have now this game to predict and win Degen tokens. So it's like there's a lot of cool stuff to do within the Degen ecosystem, and it's continuously growing. Within warpcast, you also have the ability where people are posting jobs for others to do, right? For example, like you can use bounty bot or bounty caster here, and you can just say, hey, I want someone to do this job for me for this much amount of tokens, right? Now, this is not directly related to Degen ecosystem, but the point is warpcast in general grows the ecosystem of Degen, even if it's in a more proxy implied way, right? We also have other projects like, for example, Super Boring, which they're going to be creating sort of a on-chain dollar cost averaging mechanism for, I think, base chain and also Degen chain, right? So that means that if I wanted to buy, I don't know, so-and-so token for X price, I can basically say, hey, at every hour, buy me 100 Degen worth of this token. Sooner or later, I would figure that proxy swap or some other swap or DEX will introduce limit orders, meaning if I want to buy ATH at 2,700, I'll just leave an order there and hopefully it gets filled overnight or whatever, right? So there's random things like that which I believe are going to slowly being built into Degen. So the point is that you are early. I am early. All these applications are early. There's a lot of incentive programs that are being built to reward the early people. So even if you're watching this in April, if you're watching this in May or June or July, you're still very early. And all these videos that I've done, I myself felt like I was late, but then I realized, wow, the train is just starting to move, that the rocket is just taking off. So no, I don't believe that the ecosystem is not going to do well, or it's a forced narrative, or you already missed a train, or any of that. I don't believe that at all. I think the ship is just starting to move. The rocket ship is taking off. Whatever analogy you want to use, right? I'm incredibly bullish on this ecosystem, and I use warpcast now almost the same amount of time that I used to use Twitter back in the day, just because I find it way more engaging, fun conversations, people who are really interesting, smart, kind. They'll engage in a conversation with you, right? Even myself, like I've given tips to so many different people who have joined warpcast or who have started to explore Degen ecosystem. So come join me on this journey. Make sure you do your own research. Nothing I say is financial advice. I don't really care if you buy or sell. I'm just telling you exactly what I think is an opportunity, and make sure you do your own research, right? But come at least do your research and come hang out within warpcast. Check out the Degen ecosystem. and let's have some fun, right? Find me on warpcast 0xML. Make sure you use my invite link, which is in the YouTube description below right here. You can also join my Discord if you'd like to. But other than that, good luck, everybody. Take care. Cheers. And, even if BTC comes down to about mid to low 50s, I still think that gives an incredible buying opportunity for the rest of the year. But that's just me. That's just my thoughts on the market. You do your own research. Good luck, everybody. Take care. Cheers.